It's not a nice place to be. You're concerned about everything, and you just want everything to be okay again, and you want someone to come along and tell you, you know, everything will be fine and you will get better. You will always feel like this. I've been a mental health first aider at YPO for about 8 to 9 years now. So I'm there if somebody has any issues or concerns, they can come to me. Then, I can give them a sympathetic ear, listen non-judgmentally. I'm not there to diagnose anybody, but hopefully I can signpost them to the relevant organisations or help that's needed. I've suffered from stress myself in the past, and it's not nice. And, you wouldn't wish it on anybody. So if I can help someone, avoid the situation that I was in or get better from it, then I'm more than happy to do it. But I don't want people to feel like I felt, basically. Struggling, wanting some help, just feel like everything's a rush. It's not a nice place to be. You're concerned about everything, and you just want everything to be okay again, and you want someone to come along and tell you, everything will be fine and you will get better. You will always feel like this. Knowing that there's help available makes a big difference. In past you just felt helpless and alone, but I know now if I have issues, we have an entire department who I can rely on. There's all these mental health first aiders and people going on courses and raising awareness. It all helps. So small actions that help me when I'm stressed. For me personally, you need an outlet, whether it's video games, walking dog, going to the gym, just something to take your mind off it. Just having some me time. But, talking about things is the best way. Education's important, making people aware that there is help out there, and there is no stigma attached to it like there may have been previously. There's a lot of people in the same boat. A lot of people suffer from mental health, more than you'll know. And I think the general outlook on mental health has changed over years. And, YPO are big proponents of that, and they're promoting a healthy working environment and offering lots of assistance. So for anyone who's unsure about reaching out for support, I'd recommend, speaking to a mental health first aider. They're completely non-judgmental and nobody will find out about it. We will remain anonymous. They're not there to diagnose anybody, they're there to just listen. But then hopefully they can signpost you to the relevant help or the relevant department that can help you. I want people to know that, talking openly, it's not a big deal anymore. Times have changed. There is help available. You will never be judged. We will prefer people to speak out and get the help that they need, rather than suffering in silence. And there is help out there.